Hello and welcome to another video with me, Christian Rauchenwald. Now in today's video I want to take a look with you at GEOcash, a new cryptocurrency provided by GEOdb that basically allows you to make money or earn Geo coins for sharing your data. And I'm not talking about data like I did in my recent videos where I showed you how you can make money by sharing your internet data using Honeygain, which you can watch if you haven't seen it by clicking on the card up here. But I'm talking about your actual data, like for example your location data on your phone when you move around. Now before we get into the details about GEOcache, how everything works, if it's secure and why you should or should not do it, let's talk about why data is worth something in the first place. Some people nowadays are already aware, but many still aren't, that most companies, not only talking about big companies like Apple, Facebook, Google and so on, are collecting users' data and use it, for example, for advertising or product research and a million other things. One negative example of how users' data could be used would, for example, be during the 2016 US election, when a certain company used the Facebook API to gather data they shouldn't have had access to and basically use that data to show targeted or very specific content to specific users determined based on the data they had access to hopefully influence how those people vote during the election. But besides negative scenarios like this, companies need and use data for a lot of different things. One example would be if you visit an online store because you saw an ad from that online store and then you check out and you buy a product, they will most likely trigger a Facebook pixel to log that purchase, and because they log that purchase, they are now able to exclude you from their advertising campaigns. So they can save money and stop showing you ads that are not relevant anymore because you already bought their product, which is also somehow in your interest because it prevents you from seeing ads from products or services that you already bought. It helps the company because they don't have to pay money for advertising to users that are already signed up or already bought the product. And so overall, there's no harm done to anyone. And simply the fact that they're able to track that purchase event and synchronize it to Facebook or Google or wherever they manage their advertising helps everyone involved have a better experience. And nowadays, even if you're very, very careful, so you may use a specific browser, like I'm, for example, using Brave browser, to basically prevent websites from collecting too much data. It automatically blocks certain trackers and so on. Or you may use different apps or other solutions to prevent companies to gain access to certain data that you provide. But at the end of the day, the moment you use a mobile phone and you walk around, chances are that at one point you accepted that Google tracks your location, so that they, for example, once per month can send you an email that shows you where you've been or collect data on your images to show where the picture was taken and a million different other scenarios where data is collected and is used in one way or the other. Now, GEOcache is a new cryptocurrency that tries to kind of like level the playing field. You as a user can still provide data and you basically decide how much and what kind of data you provide. The data becomes anonymized to some extent so that it's impossible for whoever buys that data to actually draw conclusions as to who you are specifically as a person. Big companies can buy more data and verified data, so for them it's an easier way to actually get verified data to then target their ads better or whatever it is that they need that data for in their business. And you as a user actually get paid for providing that data. So unless you're super paranoid about sharing anything with companies or other people, which means you actually shouldn't be on YouTube in the first place and you probably should get rid of your smartphone, it's a great way to just have an app run in the background, and while you do that, the more you're on the move, the more locations you share, the more Geo coins you earn, which you eventually can trade for real money. And the reason why I said eventually you'll be able to trade it for real money is because GEOcache and GEOdb, the provider of GEOcache, is currently in their testing phase. So currently the GEOcache application runs on a testnet where you already can collect coins, and they're working to building and launching their mainnet where you can then basically transfer your testnet coins into the mainnet where they will have a real value. According to some online exchanges, you can expect one Geo coin to be worth around 20 cents. Obviously, that value will rise or fall depending on supply and demand and a lot of other factors. But at the end of the day, it means you can now install an app and get early access to something that allows you, by simply moving around, and even if you stay at home and just move around in your apartment, to earn some Geo coins, which at the end of the day will be worth something. I've been running the GEOcache app now for roughly a week and collected roughly 160 Geo coins. So considering 20 cents per coins, that is somewhere above $30 in a week for just having an app on my phone. And as mentioned in the beginning, at the moment the GEOcache app only captures your location data and basically pays you for that. In the long run, they plan to add different data points. Maybe it could be voice patterns or a million different other things, which you can then either allow or disallow. And depending on that, you will receive more or less coins, which means GEOcache gives you total control over what kind of data you want to share. And the more data you share, the more coins you receive in return. Now, how can you get started to make money by sharing your data on Android or iOS phones? It's quite simple, and I'm going to walk you through the steps on how it works on an Android phone. On iOS, it works exactly the same. The only difference is that you go to your App Store instead of the Google Play Store. So for that, I'm going to put a phone up here. And as you can see, I'm already in the Google Play Store. Now here, just in the search, enter GEOcache, search for it. And Google will first offer you the results for GEOcache. So you need to click on search instead for GEOcache to get those results. Usually the GEOcache app should in that case be the first application. You see it's called GEOcache. It's offered by GEOdb Blockchain Limited, and it has a white icon with a blue and a pink or rosa or whatever color it is ball in it. Now once you click on the app, as always, the next thing you'll have to do is click on install to install it on your Android phone, or click on get in the Apple App Store to install it on your iPhone. Now, once the app is installed, the next thing you'll need to do is actually open the app, which is kind of obvious. And once the app launches, you will be prompted to accept the terms of service and their privacy policy. You can do that by simply checking those boxes. If you click on the text on the left side, it will actually open the terms and the privacy policy so you can read them before you continue with the sign up. Now, once that's done, if you already have a cryptocurrency wallet for Ethereum, you could load your wallet based on the recovery phrase. But for most users, the right way to continue will be to use a new wallet. And even if you already have a wallet, you can still create a new wallet and at some point simply load the other wallet into the app or transfer the coins from one wallet to the other. So in case you're not sure, simply go with the new wallet option. Here you'll be asked to give your wallet a name, and I will name mine here GEOcache and click on continue. In the next step, you will then be asked to enter a PIN code or a password for your wallet. I am, for the purpose of this video, just going to enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You should obviously enter a secure password that you don't store on your computer, but that you maybe write down on a note or in your Notes app on your phone or something like that. Now, additionally, you'll have to repeat that password to ensure that you actually got it right and click on continue. If you've entered the password right and also repeated it in the right way, you will see a screen that looks like this. So your wallet has been created. You can click on OK, get it, and you will see your wallet address plus your recovery phrase. And this sequence of words allows you to basically restore your wallet into other wallet applications, and additionally your private key. Now in this video you see the private key, and that's because I'm going to delete that wallet and account after recording the video. However, you should never share your private key with anyone, and it's crucial that you back up the information shown on that screen. While the address will be visible later and also the private key will be visible later for you in the application, your recovery phrase will not. And you will also see once you click on the start button that it asks you if you copied the wallet information. So if you don't have anything to basically store that information right now, then simply take a screenshot on your phone for now and make sure that it actually stored it in the Photos application so you can later write it down from that photo and delete that photo. Now, once you've written down that information, or as mentioned, temporarily took a screenshot so you can write it down later, you'll have to confirm that you copied the wallet information, and you'll need to confirm that by clicking on yes, I copied it. And in the next step, you'll be asked to pick your GEOcache username. Now I'm gonna call this user here YouTube Demo, but you should obviously pick something that's more familiar or more fitting to you, and you can click on create username. If the username isn't taken already, you will see this. Otherwise, you'll have to try a different username and click on continue. Which brings us to the last point, entering a referral code. And if you use the referral code that you can find in the description or in the first comment down below, you will actually during the first couple of days receive some bonus GEOcache. And I'll also receive a small bonus for you using that referral code, which kind of creates a win-win situation. So simply check the video description or the first comment down below and copy the referral code into that field. Now once that's done, click on continue and you'll see successful code if you copied it right, or if you have a typo in it, it will probably tell you that there's an issue with the code and you just have to double check your input. Once that's done, again, click on continue again. Set up your location permissions, so allow the app to actually access your location, and click on OK. And on OK again, and click on Start GeoCache. That's it. With that, you've set up the application and now you can basically minimize it. In the application, the white bar that you see here where it says GeoCache will fill up over time. The more you move, the faster it fills up, and every time it does that, you will receive GeoCache tokens. So simply for installing the app and having it open in the background while allowing the app to access your location data, you will receive GeoCache tokens, which you at some point in the near future will be able to transfer from the testnet to the mainnet and then exchange to real money. It's not sure yet how much GeoCache will be worth in the long run, but we can all agree that data becomes more and more valuable in our life, and I think the approach from GEOdb to actually create a service where users are in control while at the same time provide more flexibility to companies that want to buy data is kind of like a great idea. It gives you the choice what and when you want to share your data, and instead of companies in between getting money for selling your data, you actually receive the compensation for your own data. I think it's just fair. It removes the middleman when it comes to selling data, and it rewards the people for actually sharing the data that they produce. That's it. Now, as always, if you have any question regarding GeoCache, simply leave them in the comments down below and I will do my best to answer them for you. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you took something positive away from this video, and make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out any future content. As always, thanks for watching. See you in one of my next videos. Till then, bye bye.